The voice of the drum calls. It sings a song of those who came before us and those to come. A song of survival and strength. A song of participation and voice. A song that calls us together. When we come together and participate in the 2010 census, we use this tool as the voice of all our Native people. Our voice. It is in our hands. 2010 census.
Welcome to this edition of the Native News Update on this Friday, April 23rd. I'm your host for today's program, Paul DeMain. Many of the stories read here can also be found at our website at IndianCountryNews.com. Here are the news stories for the day from the Associated Press and other Native news sources. The 21-year-old brother of a slain girl told authorities that he put her in a chokehold and then threw her against a weight bench after he caught her having sex with another teenager. Robert, a spoon hunter of Arapahoe in Wyoming, faces a federal charge of assault resulting in serious bodily injury. The body of the 13-year-old girl, whose name has not been released by authorities, was found on the Wind River Reservation earlier this month after a 4-day search. George Chavez Sr., a member of the Navajo Code Talkers who confounded the Japanese during World War II by transmitting messages in their native language, has passed away at the age of 85. Navajo Nation officials said that Chavez, who lived in Farmington, New Mexico, passed away last Sunday. Tribal President Joe Shirley Jr. ordered flags on the Navajo Nation to be flown at half-staff through April 25th in honor of Chavez, who is at least the 6th code talker who has passed away since last May. Chavez, who was born in Nageezi, New Mexico, joined the Marines in May of 1943 at the age of 18. He served with the 4th Marine Division, 25th Regiment, as a radio telephone operator until November of 1945. The Moscow Pullman Daily reports that former Idaho Guard Mike Iupati will be trading in one gold helmet for another this coming season after being drafted by the San Francisco 49ers with the 17th pick in the NFL draft yesterday. Iupati, who was at home in California with his family, said he knew moments before the nationally televised announcement that his name would be next. Right when I got the call, I was so excited, he said. He looked the part during the ESPN coverage of the draft that showed him awaiting the announcement, then hugging his parents and other family members. He said it was very emotional. It marked the end of a long day for Iupati, who has said his mom woke him up at 6:30 a.m. to make sure everything was in order for the arrival of the television crews and a house full of company. News from Indian Country ran an interview with Mike Iupati in the April issue of News from Indian Country by Natalie Knoll in one of her on-the-road glitter reports. Investigators have not yet determined what caused a fire at a treatment center during serving the Oglala Sioux tribe, but they have determined where the blaze started. The Rapid City Fire Department says the afternoon fire that destroyed the Hope Lodge at Sioux San Hospital started in a group bedroom. Residents were evacuated, but one man who had returned to the burning building to retrieve belongings suffered burns to his arms and legs. Fire officials say the hospital building had a fire detection and alarm system that was working, but not a sprinkler system that could have helped to contain the fire. The Florida Senate has approved a new compact allowing the Seminole tribe to expand gambling at their casinos. The state could get nearly $1.3 billion in the next 5 years under the bill SB 622 that passed 29-9 last week. It now goes to the House. Governor Charlie Crist negotiated the deal, and he says he'll sign it into law. This is the third time Crist and the Seminoles have agreed on a compact. The Florida Supreme Court rejected the first one because it didn't have the legislature's approval. New Mexico's San Felipe Pueblo has been awarded a $129,000 federal grant to increase the enrollment of American Indian children in health care programs. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services said the funds are aimed at improving enrollment of uninsured children who are eligible for state Medicaid and the Children's Health Insurance programs. Grants are available to health programs operated by Indian Health Services, tribes and tribal organizations, and to urban Indian organizations. The grants are part of a broader effort to find and enroll eligible children in the programs. Two northern Minnesota Ojibwe bands said they will fish illegally a day before the May 15th walleye opener to assert hunting and fishing rights they say are guaranteed and protected by a 19th century treaty. While similar actions by other Ojibwe bands may have sometimes led to tensions in Wisconsin in particular and even violence, the Leech Lake and White Earth bands say they're announcing their plans ahead of time to try to avoid that situation. The push comes more than a decade after the Mille Lacs Band of Ojibwe won a similar claim in a landmark U.S. Supreme Court case. The Leech Lake and White Earth Chippewa bands are making their claim based on a treaty they signed with the federal government in 1855. The bands, which have about 30,000 members collectively, plan to have members fish illegally on the shore of Lake Bemidji on May 14th. An attorney for the tribe, Frank Bibu, says that told Minnesota Public Radio News, said he expects some people will be ticketed, but that the demonstration will be peaceful. And that is the latest roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. We want to thank you for joining with us. Stop by again soon. Miigwech.